Coming up very soon, I'm going to show you how to set up and submit your game to the App Store. First though, I have 3 emails I wanted to show you. The first email you receive about 1 week after you submit your app to the store. If you are lucky, it is even sooner than that, but just expect that you'll have to wait a little while. The average review time is about a week. This email is telling me that the iOS version of this app is now in review. The next email here was received just over 6 hours later, informing me that the app has changed to pending developer release. If you have set your release date into the future, then this is what will come up. If you opted to automatically release the app upon approval, then this status will be something like preparing for App Store. Then you will get another email after that saying, ready for sale. At this point, don't get worried if you do an App Store search and your app doesn't come up. It takes a while to propagate new apps through each and every app store. You may be waiting for up to 6 hours or more, but it will definitely get added within the next day. The third email here is a little different. This one is for the Mac version of our app. This email is saying that your app is being rejected for some reason. If you click the link for the Resolution Center, it will explain those reasons. Okay, so it's telling me that the binary was rejected because it didn't comply with these 3 rules in the App Store guidelines. These first 2 relate to the naming of the app. This is something I commonly forget to fix. Unlike iOS apps, the Mac Store is very particular about exact naming. The third problem relates to the controls and accessibility of the product. So even though we assigned buttons to the keyboard for jumping and throwing, we never actually stated which buttons they were anywhere in the interface. So this is a problem, as very few players will actually work out what the controls are. If I scroll down, you can see more specific reasons why the build has failed, and you can even reply with a further question or a dispute if you'd like. Keep in mind that it will most likely take them as long to look at it as it takes for an app to go for review. So instead of arguing, sometimes it's better just to fix the problem and get your app out the door. So this is exactly what we're going to do now. So the first thing we're going to fix is the problem with the naming. Now you may be wondering, where is the problem with the name? The title bar is correct, the menu bar is correct, everything inside the menu bar is correct. So where's the problem? Well, if you have a look at the app's actual name down here, you can see that it is still Mac_GameTemplate_SwiftGamer. This is a problem. Not only is it messy, but it's just not the name of our game. So how do we fix the problem? Well, that's actually quite easy. If you select your project at the top of the project files, you can now expand out your targets and select the Mac target. Now if I press enter on this, I can now edit the name of this target. So I'm going to call it Trials of the Secret Garden. And now when we build and run the game, there you go, it has the correct name. So that one was really easy to fix. So how do we now fix our other problem? Well, that one's relatively easy too. I'm just going to put in some if not iOS preprocessor if statements in here. I'm just going to change the text to press X to jump and set the font size down a little lower and do the same in my throw. Press Z to throw, and there you go. Now it should be fairly clear to the person playing this game that that's what you have to press in order to play it. For the sake of full clarity, let's now come up to the pause button and make it press P to pause. Okay, now that it's all good to submit another build, we can come into our code signing. If you haven't seen this yet, that's no problem, it's coming up in a later video. Just remember that you can come back to this video if you want to know how to resubmit a build or submit an update in the future. So making sure that this is still the right code signing identity for release and provisioning profile for release. Do a clean and then build and run the game again just to make sure it still works. Come into your organizer and now you can submit the build, and that's all we had to do to update our app to give a better experience to our Mac users.